Hello everyone. The topic I'm going to cover right now is about India's need for better infrastructure. So, India needs infrastructure. From the very moment you set foot into the country, you witness the aging roads and railways, the unreliable power, and the absence of sanitation. The question is what to do about it. Progress in Indian infrastructure has been painstakingly slow in recent years. Mobile phone coverage is perhaps the only exception. In less than a decade, India went from a communications black hole to one of the leading telecommunication networks in the world. So, what's interesting with the development of telecommunication infrastructure in India is how it was conducted. The private sector deployed the required infrastructure with minimal involvement from government. Telecommunication companies acquired land for cell phone towers and marketed cell phones to millions of eager customers. With more than 900 million mobile phone subscribers in India at the end of 2012, the change over the past decade is amazing. So why did mobile phone ownership and coverage make so much progress while other essential areas of Indian infrastructure such as sanitation remain stagnant? By some measures, fewer Indian households now have access to a toilet than to a cell phone. There is no single answer to this question, but a number of issues can explain the different history and point towards new development approaches. First, cell phone coverage and ownership were mainly driven by the private sector. The role of the government in bringing telecommunications access to hundreds of millions of its citizens was minimal. There is a crucial lesson to be learned here. The government can certainly play a role in developing infrastructure, but it does not have to play the central role in every sector. Second, the rollout of the country's telecommunication infrastructure was driven by entrepreneurial spirit. There was competition between various companies to install cell phone towers in each neighborhood, in each village, and to make sure that they worked independently from the electricity grid through backup diesel generators. So, this last point also shows that the effort did not rely on the public sector to provide electricity. The contingency of a grid failure was built into the business plan from the very start. The effort to bring mobile coverage to the country was also successful because the Indian customer was willing to pay for this service, unlike other services that can be considered free, such as usage of road or water from a well. The telecommunication example is not replicable in all other aspects of Indian infrastructure, but I can jot down five key elements of the success that are relevant to other sectors, such as energy and sanitation. So the first one being you have to identify where the government is needed and areas where the private sector is better positioned. The government needs to play a role in developing infrastructure from limiting impacts on public health and environment to providing the capital for projects that are not attractive to private investors. Second point is consider the distributed model for the infrastructure projects. Announcing large projects may make good headlines, but the outcomes tend to fall short of expectations. So, the projects designed with a local focus may seem less impressive, but put together, they have the potential to change people's lives faster. An example would be the installation of solar panels on houses and buildings rather than bringing a reliable electrical grid to remote villages. Third point is go straight to the finish. India is less burdened by the legacy infrastructure and has the opportunity to select innovative courses in development. The country can become a very fast adopter of new technologies. For example, distributed energy and solar power are on a path to expanding power generation in India. India has the opportunity to benefit from large economies of scale brought out by massive buildup of solar panel production capacity in recent years. The fourth point is focus on getting the project right, not on attracting investment. So, so basically, India's savings rate is really high, and insurance companies and pension funds are eager to invest in infrastructure. Also international investors and multilateral development banks are also ready to contribute. So what India is missing here is well-structured projects and transparency. Its high long-term sovereign rates are also a hurdle, but also like corruption is a major problem. Anything short of that would be cheating the Indian people from the benefits of economic growth and development. Fifth point and the last point is make the investment now and reap the benefits in the decades ahead. Many infrastructure projects will require a significant upfront investment but will yield savings over the long term. This is particularly true for renewable energies. India is currently spending giant sums on importing fossil fuel. So by leveraging its renewable energy potential, the country could reallocate these financial resources to other areas of the economy. To support the development of renewables, novel payment schemes for investors should be considered such as payment in kind. Here, solar panels could be exchanged for the diesel or coal that they substitute, priced at market, not subsidized rates. So, to summarize, there is no easy fix for India's infrastructure situation. By some estimates, $200 billion a year would be needed to tackle the problem. The nation's savings rate is high and could be mobilized to meet that goal. Also, international investors are eager to invest in this country, but more of the same will not cut it when it comes to bringing electricity and sanitation to hundreds and hundreds of millions of people. So, a fundamental shift must occur in the way the country looks at developing its infrastructure and financing it. So, where to start? Maybe the power sector and the sanitation sector could be two sectors which can give you a good kickstart to this building new infrastructure, the entire project. When to start? You got no choice right now. Thank you.